Back to one of our top stories now. A shocking blow to a woman heralded as a rising rock star at Lehman Brothers. Here's a timeline on the fast rise and fall of Erin Callan. Investment banker turned CFO Erin Callan put a face to a firm long known for secrecy and steady but quiet results. But the transparency landed her on the unemployment line. Callan lasted only 6 months in the CFO office as upset over a relentless sell-off in Lehman stock persisted. Down 30% in 2008, a sharp 50% sell-off this month alone. In March, Callan tells me she's optimistic about the firm's future.
I think the quarter demonstrated pretty solid results, not on an absolute basis, but solid results in the context of the operating environment we were dealing with. And I think what we demonstrated was we're happy to open the kimono, let everybody see the story.
But soon after the high fives from colleagues on a positive first quarter conference call, the skeptics come out swinging. The firm steadily loses credibility. Callan warns that Lehman is not out of the woods just yet.
I think there's been a sea change in approach that we have to be more transparent, we have to share the information, and we have to be timely on that. So that will be the basis for change and for some foundation to move forward in a healthier fashion and a stable fashion. But, you know, it feels like at this point the greater part of the calendar year will be rough sledding, and I wouldn't expect it to feel pretty stable until 2009.
Short seller David Einhorn gets public, zeroing in on what he sees as discrepancies between the first quarter call and today's balance sheet. Once again, Callan is the voice box of the firm.
We want to continue to move illiquid assets off the balance sheet. What it does allow us to do, though, I think, is be competitively positioned with the opportunity to be aggressive on both the investment banking side and doing the business we want to do with our clients and using our balance sheet for our customers, which is the foundation of our franchise. So I think we are in a great spot now with this capital behind us, with wind in our sails around going forward.
2 weeks later, Lehman stock continues to sell off, down another 5%. The management office is watching, and internally, a movement to get her out ensues.
In terms of how we're operating as an industry, it's important for all of us to be conscious of the perception and confidence issues around our space and to get our house in order to address that.
And this week, management moves to stop the bleeding with a pre-announcement of second quarter losses and a fresh capital raise. The stock keeps on dropping. Wednesday, in an emotional meeting, Callan agreed with CEO Dick Fuld that big changes are needed. And while the expectation was that Callan would go back to investment banking at Lehman, I've learned she is leaving the firm, taking the summer off, admitting she can't possibly make Monday's earnings call this Monday look good. Meanwhile, despite Callan's efforts to be outspoken and lift that kimono, as she called it, Callan was a frequent target of outspoken hedge fund manager David Einhorn. He recently criticized Lehman for not being transparent enough.
I think that there's considerable reason to believe that the numbers that they reported didn't really reflect the full magnitude of the credit crisis as it was at hand at the time.
So how significant a decline in the stock are you expecting? You're shorting the shares.
Well, I do. I think that the risk reward in the stock is poor from a long perspective, and so we are short.